What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to do an unboxing and review of the brand new unreleased green Cohorts deck by Ellusionist. That's right, green Cohorts. So as of right now, the only way to get your hands on a green Cohorts deck is through the Ellusionist mystery deck sale, which changes every single month. And this is drop number 16, which is actually scheduled to change any day now. So if you guys want this specific deck, make sure you guys look for mystery deck drop number 16. So this is your first look at a technically unreleased deck. I don't want to waste any more time with this, so let's go ahead and get this baby open. And as I get the cellophane open, now is a good time for me to remind you guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you guys turn on notifications, that way you guys don't miss out on my future unboxings, reviews, deck giveaways, etc. But first, let's take a quick look at the tuck case. Here we have a nice green border, green background in the middle. Across the top says quality playing cards, MMI, which I think is Roman numeral for 2001. I'm not really sure what the date is, a reference to 2001. That's not when they first released our Cohorts deck, because that was way before that. So I'm not sure what that's a reference to. Then we have like a globe with some, rays coming out of it. We have, of course, the 4 suits. In white and red here it says Cohort Classics, and then we have a giant spade in red with some like leaves on the front. So that's the front of the box. On the back, we're gonna get pretty much, this is what the back of the cards look like. Really nice looking dark green, and it's a very busy looking back. A lot of stuff on this. We got like birds in the corners, more birds kind of throughout, that same kind of ornament figure in the middle, lots of nice geometric patterns going throughout. It's a nice back. It's very busy, a lot going on here, but nice looking card back for sure. And then on the side, on one of the sides says Cohort Classic Playing Cards. On the other, it says Luxury Pressed E7 stock. So this is going to be Cardamundi's slimline stock, which a lot of people like. I know I definitely enjoy the Cardamundi slimline stock, so one of my favorites. And then here on the bottom, we got the Ellusionist symbol, created and distributed by Ellusionist Playing Card Co. Cool, California, manufactured in Belgium. Got a barcode here. And yeah, so that is pretty much, and then the top flap. Here we have the 4 suits, and then printed in Belgium, and of course that kind of green border consistent all the way throughout. So that's a tuck box, no seal on here. Just go ahead and pop that right off, or pop that open. And then here on the inside, nice green flap, and then we have 2 little birds, which I believe is consistent with all the other Cohort decks. Nice plain white tuck box in the middle, and then just like all the other Cardamundi decks, they come cellophaned as well on the inside, which is a nice little touch, ensure the cards stay nice and clean. And now let's take a look at the actual card back themselves. It's a very, very thin white border. This is incredibly thin. I want to say, I don't know if I've ever seen a deck with borders this thin before. This is going to look really good in a fan, obviously, because of the thin borders. But the one thing about thin borders like this is if there's any, sort of, if it's off by, even like a couple of millimeters from the registration, from when they print out the cards, it's going to be very noticeable, because you have these really thin borders. But they look very centered. Oh, there's like an example. So here's an example of one that, is not so centered. You can see, because of the nice thin white borders, you can clearly see that one side is thicker than the other. And this kind of gets masked if you have like a really thick white border, right? So like if you have like a bicycle border where it's kind of thicker, you can have a little bit of larger margin of error on one side or the other, and it's not as noticeable. But when you have these really thin borders like this, even when you're off by just a couple of millimeters, it's going to be kind of noticeable, because you can tell that it almost looks like it's like this border is half of what this border is on this side. So just something to point out with, registration and alignment issues with these really thin borders. But other than that, I mean, they look really good in a fan though. I do like thin borders just because they make fans look really, really pretty, but you run into that error with the whole registration alignment thing. But just something I want to point out about the nice thin borders. And I will talk about the markings of the backs in a little bit, because the decks are marked. All the Cohorts decks, as far as I am aware of, they're all marked. So I'll touch base on that a little bit later, but those are the card backs. Let's go to the card fronts. Here we have one black joker and one red joker, and they each have a card reveal. So the black joker has a 9 of spades card reveal in the bottom right hand corner, and then the red one has a 3 of hearts card reveal. So 2 jokers, both with card reveals on it, which is always nice. It's a nice little touch for Magic, right? You don't have to use it, but it's there if you want to, which is nice. And then here we have the Ace of Spades, Cohort Classics in the middle of this giant spade here, printed in Belgium. And then here we have, which I think are pretty much standard, like, I think they use these faces on like their Copeg 310 decks. These look familiar there. Nice big pips, so kind of standard for that. And then these are the court cards here. I think these are the same court cards also from their Copeg line as well. So not your typical like bicycle court cards, but look a little bit different. But still definitely recognizable for the average person. Giant pip and the ace. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, I don't have it with me, I'd have to go dig it out, but the Copeg court cards are going to be like this as well. But they're not, the US PCC bicycle ones, but still very recognizable, kind of redone court cards. Faces are a little bit different, colors a little bit different, but still look very, very nice. Big pips in the middle, make it easy and recognizable for card playing and for Magic. So that's nice. Yeah. And then, okay, so we have all those, and then, by the way, the Ace of Hearts. Actually show that. We have a double backer, so green on one side, red on the other. All right. So that's good for Magic, or for color changes, whatever, what have you. And we have a duplicate Queen of Spades. I do want to talk about the stock real quick. The Slimline deck, the finish it's called Slimline for a reason, and it's supposed to be like one of Cardamundi's thinnest stocks. And there's a picture online you can actually see where it kind of compares the old, I think it's like their B9 stock and the current Slimline, E7 stock, which is what this is. If I remember correctly, this difference here is actually a little bit more exaggerated in this picture, but you kind of gives you an idea of the difference in thickness, and so that's why a lot of people do like their Slimline. It's supposed to be like a crush stock, supposed to be nice and thin, and it feels really good. So it's supposed to be comparable to like US PCC crushed stock, like a bicycle crush stock. But I feel like this feels softer than the US PCC crush stock. Like it feels really thin. Feels really thin, feels really nice. And then fanning wise, nice and easy. So I like this a lot. Slimline is one of my favorite finishes. Cardamundi, I think you cannot go wrong with Cardamundi Slimline. It feels good, looks good. Now, let me see if I can figure out how these are cut. I've never actually owned a Cohorts deck before, so I don't know exactly how these are cut. Feels kind of gritty there. So this makes me think that it might actually be a modern cut deck of cards. It's actually Pharaoh's well, and it does. So yeah, it seems like it's a modern cut deck of cards because it goes face up, yeah. So not a big fan of that, to be honest. I like my traditionally cut cards so I can just kind of fare them a lot easier. But that's kind of my test right there. You can see they don't really go in very nice. So one thing to point out, it seems like it is a modern cut deck of cards. The way the markings work is it's like an optical reading system, which means it's not like some sort of secret system, some sort of secret code that you have to figure out. If you can see right there in the top left corner in front of the bird, you see an A, so that means ace, and then to the left of the bird, right underneath the wing, is an H, so that's the ace of hearts. That's how you would read that. If you cut to another card here, we see an S, or no, sorry, that's a 5 of, and then C, so 5 of clubs. So it's a little bit kind of backwards. I'm used to seeing the number first and then the suit later, but here it's backwards. We have 5 of clubs. If I cut to another card, you can see this is the Queen of Spades, Q and S. And of course it's like that on both sides, only in the left hand corner, so it's not on the right hand side. Where's the focus on my camera? Focus. So it's not on the right hand side, only on the left hand side of the bird, top left corner, regardless of the orientation of the cards. So that is the reading system. Oh, I do want to point out the X is a 10, so the 10 of hearts. So the 10 of hearts, right? There's the Jack, the Queen, the King. Once you kind of learn this system, it's fairly easy to see right away. Again, there's the X. So that's XD, X is the 10 of diamonds. You can kind of, it is a little bit small, so it's not like something that you could read for more than a couple arms lengths away. It's something that you kind of really need to see up close. If you're holding the deck yourself, you can kind of identify it. There's the 3 of hearts, but not something you can read from all that far away for sure. So yeah, that's kind of the marking system. It's kind of explained in a lot more detail here in this video from Ellusionist themselves. So if you guys want to learn more about the marking system, definitely go check out this link here up in the top right hand corner. So I do like the fact that it's very easily readable. But yeah, I think that's kind of it. So quick little review there for you guys about the brand new, technically unreleased green Cohorts deck on Cardamundi's Slimline stock, which is one of my favorite stocks. As of today, the only way you can get it is through the Ellusionist mystery deck sale. Make sure you guys look for the drop number 16, which is honestly scheduled to change literally any day now. So it might change today, might change tomorrow. So if you guys are interested in this and you don't want to wait for the official public release, make sure you guys get that from Ellusionist right now. That is going to do it for my review video. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you guys like and follow. And that's going to do it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope to see you guys on my next video. Peace.